Hello everyone, my name is Elias Schaefer, and today, on this episode of Audio Audit, I'm going to be talking about one of my personal favorite albums, Generation Y by Dévon Hendryx. Generation Y is popular rapper JPEG Mafia's first full-length project that he released back in 2011 under the name Dévon Hendryx. Now, I've heard this album many times before, so this is a very biased review, so don't take whatever I say as gospel. Now, let's just jump right into the album.
Tell me sweet lies that I heard everyone till I hopped out the booth and she told me the truth. Now I didn't want to hear it, but I gotta go to bed and work through the show, even though I ain't that paid.
The opening track of the album boasts a melodic children's choir sounding sample with minimal production. Dévon's flow is definitely the best part of this song. The way he's rapping just sounds so clean over the beat. The lyrics are energetic and fun as well. While I love this song now, I have to be honest, I hated it the first time I listened to it. I'd understand why someone else wouldn't like it either, as it has like pretty awful mixing, and the minimalistic production isn't for everyone either. Either way, I think this is a pretty good way to open up the album.
Heavenly Father, once again, I hate to bother. It'll be a proposition and I can't accept your offer.
The beat on this track has an anxious sort of alarm clock sounding beat. Much like the last track, this song has some really bad mixing in some parts. Dévon's flow on the track is pretty whatever to me too. I don't dislike it at all, but it just doesn't really do anything for me. This track definitely has some of the most aggressive lyrics on the album too, as he's really going after everyone in this song. I feel the song isn't as strong as Light Bulbs, but I still enjoy it a good bit.
Pursuit of happiness, perfect contempt, living in my nappiness with my scrappy ass chest. I'm from Lauren Hill.
Now, this track has one of the most creative beats on the whole project. The main part of it consists of the THS logo sound effect. It also has some great flows and fun lyrics in it. I think the best part of this track is the beat switch towards the end.
Try to ignore pain, me no mind, but I won't die like virtue mine, no.
But I'm not crazy about the rest of the last bit as a whole. I do think the outro bit with the singing is pretty funny though. Overall, this is a great track and one of the best on the album.
Trust me, I know caviar from Shake and Bake. I'm like a dog, you feed me good and I straight to play.
Now, this track boasts one of my favorite beats on the whole album. I feel like out of all the tracks on this album, this one has the most potential to go viral. If this had better mixing, I feel like it could really have been a hit. The beat is just so pretty and energetic at the same time, and Dévon's flow is great on it. It also has even more fun lyrics that fit the rest of the song great. This is one of my favorites off the album, and maybe even my #1 favorite.
Population 0, deuce to the tray fives, high five to the hero, 7 just stand in line for a beat. Alright, we're gonna keep that.
And now we can move on to probably my least favorite on the album. I just don't like how the beat comes to a full stop so regularly. I can see what he was going for, but it just doesn't really work for me. The flow is pretty solid, but I think the lyrics can be a little too unserious and even annoying at some points. The song isn't awful or anything, it's just not on the same level as the rest of the album, and I pretty much never come back to it. Now, I actually really enjoy this track. I feel like most people just sort of glance over it since it's just an instrumental, but I think it has one of the best beats on the album. With some better mixing, I could imagine this being some J Dilla beat or something like that.
You ain't gotta wonder when we coming home, comma. I'm digging in the caves and I'm looking for Osama. After I finally give it to his brother Obama, next on the list of Pope and back in the Dalai Lama.
I feel like this is the song that really sticks with people the most when they first listen to the album. It was my #1 favorite when I first listened to it, and I still really love it. In fact, it's one of my favorites from Dévon's whole discography. The Evangelion samples are just so clean, and Dévon raps over it so smoothly, with his fun, carefree lyrics. I will say I'm not so crazy about the change into the second beat, but the end of the song is still great aside from that. This is probably the best track off the album, and I feel like most people will agree with me on that.
Looking for a place to escape tonight. Your little left wing went all the way right. A little something new for me to do because...
This is just such a great way to end the album. The beat is so simple yet so emotional, and Dévon flows over it so nicely. The lyrics are pretty serious and fit the beat really well too. This track is so different from the rest of the album without losing the fun vibe of it. Also, side note, the description under the song on YouTube is really emotional considering where Dévon is now. Seeing how far he's come since then is just really inspiring.